Hello, the Odd Job Doer. And today's little adventure in videos is no, not peeping through the fence line like one of those, neighbors. It's the fence itself, right? So this right here, wood fence construction, has a little bit of an issue there. See, kind of bows in, but luckily they got some toilets there, right? Help hold it in place. And some wood, which really isn't structurally holding it much. Although it could have helped a little bit more if they had the right screws, nails, whatever, hold in place. But no, this thing here's, I think, had some wind damage, and probably like the other one I did, snapped off at the bottom. So, what we do to start with is pretty simple. I got gloves, some nice leather gloves, which is a must for this just about, because these are like a newer pair too, no holes, right? So I'm gonna put some gloves on here, and then I got the tool of choice for today on this one. It's kind of a crowbar nail puller outer. See, you got that kind of thing to hook a nail with. That one there, this end one, and looks like they got a top board securing it, which shouldn't be too hard to remove, and then some other sideboards here. So I mean, fairly simple, right? Just kind of slips underneath the nail heads. But before I go to town on that, I'm going to don some safety specs, just in case. Don't want any splinters, nails flying off in the eye. Right, take it out, throw it in the toilet. Take this thing away, like that. And then repeat. Or in this case here, it says down flat, so I just get this in here, wedge it in. Right, and then there the head comes up. Don't know if that should very good. You can also do like this. Work on your arm wrestling skills. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and remove some more nails from this thing. And I'll probably even take off, while we're looking at it, right in the middle. You can see here that this 2x4s used to be right here. Like this used to be here, but up against it. And so I'll go ahead and take these out too. Okay, so the top's basically free there. And now the bottom part here, so I took away the toilet support system. The same thing, kind of. There's I like the way this is done up here. I'm going to take away the nails. Basically, the way I do it is I kind of pop them up. If they're not sticking up, if the heads aren't sticking up there at all, I like to pop up the board from underneath some, right? Pop, pop, and like that, or hanging them pried up some. But then I hit from the top. You can step on it. Just so I get the heads exposed. Like that, see? Well, get this up here. Well, we'll get down dirty here and bust those out and get that centerpiece released. Okay, there you see, got a little gap right there, and up the top it pretty much still touches again like it used to. But over here you can see that's the bottom part where it's snapped off, and it maybe it had a little bit of rot to it. Not so much insects. I can't see insects, and I see bugs now, like little spiders in their little home. But yeah. So up there, I'm just gonna use temporary to prop the piece of the fence up there, and next what I'll do is you can see where it's touching there. You can't see it there, solar flare. Right about there, I think it's touching in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and kind of lift up on this side over here. Lift up and push out. And just ever so slightly shift it to the outer side, into the neighbor's yard. Okay, I see there's a board here. I should start that side. Dust and stuff. Same concept, but just kind of lift and shift it out. That's great. Now I need something to kind of prop it out there with that toilet out. Okay, so basically we got a panel here, right? We got board slats, 2x4 at the bottom, 2x4 at the top. Connect to this side over here. I'm not connected to the bottom, so I'll have to deal with that later. And a toilet. Now you might have a toilet to work with at your place, and it's definitely not something you want to hang it on your toolbox, but in this case it's going to keep pressure on that and keep it open. I mean, you can use another 2x4, some other wood, whatever, but you get the point. I'll push that one out, that's over here, and give me some working room. Okay, and there is the part that's still on the ground. Snapped off there. And what I got now is a shovel here, post hole digger. Looks like that right there. Right, it has two handles, comes up here, right? And so what it is basically is you grab up here, the top handle in both hands, and you put this part here down the ground, and you pull them apart. Let's see here. And I like to use gloves on this. Try to keep my hands from becoming leather. So, take it like so, stick it in the ground, and pull apart. And toss that somewhere else. Right, and repeat. Now, the key thing about this, so when you have them together, it still has like a quack, quack, like a duck bill, right? So, sand can fall through that. So, to be not discouraged and to help digging, I have a bucket of water. You can use a bucket of water, you can use hose, right? Bucket of water. And I'm just going to zoom right on that stick there, used to be at. Give it some bucket of water. Yeah, everywhere. Kind of soak in a little bit. And try to dig right where the post is at. Maybe do like a little of this. Okay, well, it seems to me that post is pretty good in there. So, what I also like to do is bring my little helper along. Alright? Odd job yours, little helper. And try to hit that without making much of mud fly everywhere. But like I said, still got my glasses on. So, this entails will be the dirty part, where I hit and hit and hit that stump and dig and try to get it going. And I might even just use something to split that wood up and get it out of there. Usually that wood's already kind of rotted away. This is sounding pretty solid, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so we busted down a little bit, but now here comes something important. Bum bum bum. That right there, that little dirty thing there, that is the wood. This around is a concrete. Now, depending on what side of the fence you're on, pun intended, some believe you need to concrete your posts. Others say you don't do that. And right now I'm saying don't do that, because if it ever breaks off like this, which it will eventually, it's going to be so much harder unless you have some of a jackhammer, or if you're, I don't know, the Hulk maybe, you just can palm that and pull it out to get that thing out of there. And unless you're redoing the whole fence line, you need to put a post there, right where it was. So, I got a little helper there. I got some metal chisel tool thingy bobbers, or something, to start just hammering and busting that concrete up as much as I can. And this is going to take the job from, I don't know, an hour until like 10 days, or something, depending on how I feel. So, I'm going to start pounding away at that concrete, and mind this concrete's probably 20 inches deep, maybe. And I found that if you can really get out the middle part, like get more of that wood out there, it's good to start hitting the insides, trying to bust them out. And don't hit this concrete. You want that. You want to get that concrete. So I want to try to get out that middle part with some shovel or digging tool or something, get that wood out there. And I'm going to start hitting off to the sides. And if I'm lucky, I'll split through one of the corners. And the reason why, okay, so if there's a corner post, I can understand concrete maybe, a little bit extra protection. Now this fence here protects this from the wind a lot, so I can kind of understand that. But I've already replaced one of these posts, same thing, concrete, had to bust that out, took forever. And I found out that when I put in the new post, which if this is like a 6-foot fence, you're putting in an 8-foot post, 2 feet are in the ground, pretty much. And once I got that in there, and I wet the dirt, packed it, it's good. Another reason why I don't want to do the concrete is that it has a way to put water right there. Like the other one literally snapped off right at the concrete top. This one here also kind of snapped off on part of it, I think, at the concrete top. So concrete, bad. That's what I'm getting at. Me, smash. There, see what a little smashing does? A little organized destruction. You can see I got some fissures right here and on the other side there. Because I found these metal stick things that I drove in the corners. And there's decent wood still in there. It just made it so tight that it cried. That's the good thing. The bad thing is at this point, I'm not worthy enough to pull them out. So I might add another one in the corners. I got a couple more of these little rod things I found. So I had another one in the corner, and then I start banging them around, hitting the hammer against them, yanking around, and then eventually I should be able to get them to come out. And keep digging. Right. Alright, so as you can see, I got some wood popping up there, and that concrete collars around is gone. And right, here's the bones of my enemies. Crushed them up. But you know what? It took a toll on me. I'm gonna get a beverage. Gets hot out here. And I don't feel so ravishing right now. So, refresh and reassess this situation here. And then I'm gonna get that stick out there more. The old stump, so say. So I might use my little spikies and drive down the middle and beat it with the sledgehammer some more. Yeah. But first, water. Alright, look at that. We got a deep, deep hole. 24 inches. Actually, probably about 26 inches from the top here of this concrete. And now, another kind of rule of thumb here is whether you concrete or not, which I say don't concrete. This took me forever. Almost. You want to get some kind of gravel, some stonage, like this right here, and put this at the bottom. This is going to cause like a little bit of drainage, so it's not sitting in water per se. And that's one of the things that's bad about if you totally concrete it. It creates a bucket down there, you know, that the water gathers in and it rots at the bottom. So, add a few stones here. Get in there. All right, there's some stones in there. I'm going to take the stick and kind of peck it down a little bit, but that's about center about where this thing's going to go. Now, over here we got the leftover bones of my enemies. And this great big chunk was at the end of it. And there's a piece of wood right about there. I think this is right here. It actually shows the cut off end piece of it. And, you know, I could have filmed more of this tearing this stuff out, but I didn't want you guys making bets out there to see if it was going to fall over or not. And a little bit of help here, besides my little helper, was this long old style crowbar right there, huh? That there came in real handy to get that last piece out. And the toilet, it didn't help at all. So, okay, now, the next what we're going to do here is, and yeah, all this stuff is going to go pretty much to the dump can, whatever. But over here we have a support down here that's pretty sad. Like even before I kind of take it apart, this part here split. Where's my finger at? Yeah, this part here kind of split off and is laying right there. And so there's nothing that the nails can go back into. So I'm going to take my little crowbar, pop up the nails, take them out, and pry off that piece of wood there. And then I'll get another piece of wood and fashion it on before I continue with this thing. Oh, well, yeah, let me get that set up first, and we'll get back to filling this hole up. And trust me, it's like downhill from here. Okay, so we got that board off there for now, and I'll come back to that in a little bit. But first we'll come back to the hole. And what we got here, we're going to take the pole, or post, and stick it in there. And now this here is what you call pressure-treated lumber, or wood. Right, so it has a special process to it to hopefully not let it rot so quick. And if you can see it there, it has like a bunch of little holes on it and stuff, and sometimes when you get it, it's a little still green. So this has been sitting around for a while, getting dried out, and it's ready to go. Now, besides putting this, you know, in the same place it was before, basically, and I'm lining up with the other posts, and it is a little bit tall, but that is fine for the way we're doing this time. And like I said, I'm running those rocks now. You should get yourself a level. Yeah, trusted level here. And I'm going to take it and make sure it's leveled both ways. I guess you call it plumb, you know. And sometimes it's easy to just go ahead and put some dirt in there, start filling it up. So I'll make sure it's in the right spot, which it seems to be a little bit to the back more. Okay, right about there. Make sure it's not twisty too. Make sure it's front and center for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some dirt back in. And not concrete. Alright. So, I'm going to keep checking it. Make sure it's at its little spot here and here. And then dirt. And we'll check out in a little bit. Okay, so now I got it filled up about maybe half, and it can stand by itself pretty much. It's self-balancing. But this is the part where I like to play a little game called ground pounder, or packing it in, right? And so it's a little dry, so I'm going to add a little bit of water here. All around it. And then I got, in this case, a old 2x4. I'm just going to go like this. Trying to get in your face. Great, but that's why I have safety glasses on. And I want to keep sure you're checking the level on it. And it's okay to add more dry stuff, especially if you have wet spots that want to splash up on you. And just pound it in there. So after a while of packing this down and add more to it, then we'll add fill up the rest of the hole. So I'll keep packing and we'll see how I am. Okay, so it's almost all full up, but it still needs some pounding down there. I'm going to switch from this 2x4 to this here, a tamper. Right? And just kind of do the same thing. Pick it up, plop it down. I like to angle it a little bit so it's going towards the pole. Angle it in there. And you just kind of work it around. And these things here, I mean, they come, I don't know, you can get cheaper ones. This here is like a lifetime warranty on it. I go for that one. And I need a little more water, a little more dirt. Otherwise, this is a pretty solid pole right here, if I do say so myself. Give it a little shaky shaky. So a little more water, a little more dirt, and then back to the fence part. Okay, so we got that pounded down good, and kind of got the fence back in position a little bit. I cut off a little of the end down here of this piece, very little, and then up here too, this part here. And now what's going to happen is I made a little 2x4. I got some screws to go in it, and I'm going to either move back the gate or lift it just a little bit and screw this into the 4x4 post. So I'm taking note of where it's at right now. Oops. And I'm going to do like a 1/4 inch above where it's at. So it's right there. I will scoot it back and do a 1/4 inch up. Right about there. And that's where I will sink it in and get back here. Sink it in and go from there. Alright. 1 and 2 should do it. Tight. As you can see, I'm behind the 8 ball today. Everything's against me. Tight and tight. Now then, this top one up here, and you can see it's kind of a need to be replaced. So I'm going to do that in the daytime again. Otherwise, this here sits right up there. We'll tack 2 screws down. The first I said, another piece of wood. Now do this thing on the other side too, and put the other piece of the fence on. So I'm on the other side of the fence. That's right, the neighbor's property. She always asks permission to go there. Anyways, I wrap this twine around the board there that's not attached to the board we're replacing. I'm going to ring it all the way down to this board here. Alright, and I'm going to try to tie it off, wrap it off. Like that. Now the point is, get your little nail plier and start pulling these nails out. Let's see here. Remember the top's loose because it's not secured. best to recover them afterwards too. Let's make sure the point here. Point is that with the top, the bottom down here is still secured. The top shouldn't fly forward too much. Kind of lean like that, right? Okay, so I'm going to do the rest of these nails, and we'll get to the cutting the new piece. All right, as you can see, that's where the old wood used to be, and naturally measure for a new one from the top of this one here, right, to probably all the way down. And since I didn't do this beforehand, I'll place it back on top of this thing here. So measure I go. And cutting. Okay, cut to size. And now square it all up here. And if you happen to have self-tapping screws, you just screw away. I like to kind of angle it a little bit down and in, hitting all the wood parts. Like so. Not far enough that you crack it. If you don't have self-tapping, if you have regular screws, you'll want to drill a hole probably. Drill a hole so your non-self-tapping screw doesn't break it. Get in there. Like that, and sink in the non-self-tapping. Like that. Okay, now that's secure, and I'll do the other side the same. Oh, darn. Okay, so basically I know this is a lousy angle, this is lousy lighting, but basically what we got here is from the other side of the fence. You can either do it where the nail holes were at or right around it. Just go ahead and drive in some self-tapping screws again. Making sure that your board's up and straight. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that down the road, or line here, that you can't see. Down there. And I'll remove the string after I'm done. And this is going to be done job. If you have any questions, comments, thanks for watching. And if it hits midnight, I'll turn into a pumpkin. And if you have any questions, yeah, you said that, but if you have any suggestions of things you want to see done, let me know. And thanks for watching. Odd Job Doer, almost out.